Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our live Q&A with Rose Natural Wellness. My name is Adelaide, and I am a certified nutrition and wellness consultant, and I am based out of Cape Coral, Florida. But I'm happy to provide services to the majority of the states for individual one-on-one consultations, and I'm also proud to provide education for all 50 states. So welcome. This is a weekly Q&A session that we do that gives you the opportunity to ask any of your nutrition and wellness questions that you would like a nutrition specialist to answer. And each week we have a new topic. So this week I am really excited to discuss with you guys all about summer fuel. So summer fuel looks a little different than the rest of the year because our bodies are going through a lot more in terms of trying to stay hydrated and beat the heat. So we do see a lot of impacts on our energy levels and our mood levels. So whether you're somebody that's chasing the kids outside, you're working outdoors maybe, you're taking outdoor adventures, or just generally living your day-to-day life and just trying to get through the day, I really want to go over some real food tips that are really going to help support you during the summertime. So, one of the big things that we see often is that people really struggle with healthy eating during the summer. One, there's a lot of sweet treats and different things that are available, a lot more parties and activities, but also hot weather is going to impact us as well. Hot weather tends to sort of decrease our appetite and increase the risk of dehydration. Of course, when we're spending a lot of time out in the sun, we're going to be moving through our hydration a lot more quickly, and it's important to refuel, as we've talked about before. But also, our hot weather is going to decrease our appetite. So it's really important to stay on top of that. Be aware that you may have a decreased appetite during the summertime, and be sure to have meals and snacks on hand to help support that. We also sweat a lot more, of course, during the summer. Any of you that are here in Southwest Florida will very quickly see that the heat is very intense. And so we're sweating a lot during the day. That means we're not only losing more water, but also sodium, potassium, and some of our other essential electrolytes that we have to refuel. So we can often get those through healthy food sources. But if we are sweating a lot, losing a lot of those electrolytes, it may be worth it to look at a high quality electrolyte option as well, like those electrolyte powders that you can mix into water and utilize for that purpose. Another reason that we often see fueling during the summer looking different is we are moving around a lot more. That may be on vacations, kids' sporting events, taking outdoor walks, going to the beach. All of these things allow us to move our bodies more, but also are much more energy expending than other times of the year. So we really need to look for food that's going to be hydrating, cooling, and energizing, help keeping us feel light on our feet, not heavy and sluggish, because the last thing we want is to be trudging through the sun, sweating, and feeling heavy and sluggish. So that's where we are going to focus. So I want to go over some top summer foods that are both fueling as well as hydrating. So with this, I typically look at produce as our first key option here because it's going to be cold and provide a lot of great hydration. So number one, top of the list is always going to be watermelon. Watermelon is 92% water. It's rich in a phytonutrient called lycopene, which helps our eye health. It has a lot of antioxidants, and it's also high in zinc, which is one of our essential minerals that helps to boost our immune system and some other major functions. Cucumber is another great option. It's very hydrating and it has great anti-inflammatory benefits. So definitely a good option. You can add cucumbers to your water for some little pizzazz in your water. Berries are another great option. They're chock full of fiber, antioxidants, and they do provide a lot of really nutrient dense energy. So you're getting a lot more benefit versus caloric intake with berries. One thing that I absolutely love in the summertime is to keep a bag of frozen berries on hand. So when you're feeling thirsty, you can toss a cupful or quarter cup or whatever handful of frozen berries into your water, and that's going to provide that cooling effect because it acts like ice cubes, but then you also get a little bit of some flavor infusion into your water as well. So that's kind of a great summer hack. You can use that with sparkling water, or if you're doing like an iced tea, I think this would be delicious with an iced green tea. So just a few options to consider there. Our citrus fruits are really awesome as well, high in vitamin C, very hydrating. You can also put lemon wedges, orange slices, whatever you would like into your water for more of a healthy, tasty infusion as well. And then finally, our leafy greens are going to be a really, really great option for staying hydrated and energized. Leafy greens are the single most nutrient dense food that we have available. And so they are very, very, very good to have in your diet on a daily basis. High in water, of course, and very, very dense in our essential micronutrients, things like minerals and essential vitamins. We see a lot of vitamin K, iron, potassium, very broad spectrum of different essential micronutrients. So a really good option to have as a part of your routine. A few other things are going to be some energizing carbs. Sweet potatoes are a great option for good blood sugar balance. If you start getting the craving for things like fast food and French fries, you can actually do sweet potatoes at home and bake them in the oven, or if you have an air fryer, you can air fry them to create healthy sweet potato French fries. Super, super good option. Very versatile as well. Quinoa is my next favorite. Very high in protein and essential minerals. Quinoa is actually one of the few complete proteins that we have from the plant-based family, and it is absolutely delicious. Works great in place of rice or in addition to a salad to make something like a quinoa salad. Absolutely a phenomenal option, and it is a whole grain, which helps with high fiber and healthy digestion. Now, on the topic of whole grains, we also have things like brown rice, oats, and whole grain wraps. These are going to really promote healthy digestion and be a more cool option that we can utilize as a part of our healthy eating. So some other great options in terms of protein are going to be things like Greek yogurt or kefir, very cooling, very protein dense. Cold grilled chicken or turkey. You can use this even in sandwiches if you're going out on the boat or to the beach. You can use turkey or chicken in your sandwiches. That's a great option. Cottage cheese and tofu are some other options that you could include. Hard-boiled eggs. Each egg is going to be about 6 grams of protein, so really high protein. You can crumble that up over a salad or eat it by itself, maybe with an avocado even. A lot of great options there. And chia seeds are going to be awesome. You can mix those with milk alternative, or yogurt, and create a chia pudding, which is going to be a very delicious and high protein snack that you can utilize even as a healthy dessert. I sometimes like to use a strawberry Greek yogurt and add in 1 or 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, maybe some 75% dark chocolate chips, maybe a little honey or some berries, and makes for a phenomenal snack that is very delicious and you can even have as dessert. Now, when we talk about our healthy hydration, we can never talk about hydration without also mentioning electrolytes. So some natural healthy alternatives or additions for electrolytes would be things like coconut water. You can sprinkle sea salt, like Himalaya salt or Celtic salt would be the best because they're high in magnesium. You can sprinkle that sea salt over your watermelon or into your water for some healthy electrolytes. Avocados are a great source of potassium, so that can be helpful as an addition as well. And finally, if you need additional support outside of just some of these food options that we've mentioned, you can also look at getting an electrolyte powder. So you would want to look for a blend that has sodium as well as magnesium and potassium for sure. So a couple of my best recommendations there are going to be Element. It's spelled LMNT. They are fantastic. I especially recommend those for athletes because they are very, very, very high in sodium, but they're delicious and they only use stevia as sweetener, no sugar. So very low calorie, low carb option. Absolutely phenomenal. The other electrolyte powder that I really like that offers a broader spectrum of nutrients is going to be Key Nutrients. It comes in a little tub, and it is electrolyte powder that you mix into water, but it also has some additional essential micronutrients, things like our B vitamins, and it is phenomenal. So if you're looking for something that packs a little bit more of a punch and has more of those essential micronutrients, I would take a look at Key Nutrients. Those are actually a Colorado-based brand, so very good option. Now, some quick fire, easy meal ideas that are summer friendly are going to be things like a cold quinoa bowl. You can add grilled chicken, cucumbers, tomatoes, olive oil, lemon, and feta cheese. Greek yogurt bowl, berries, chia seeds, some honey on top, a whole grain wrap with something like turkey, hummus, spinach, and bell peppers is a great option. And I had a client do this recently. She started meal prepping mason jar salads. Fantastic option. You can get really good portion control with that, and you can add a lot of great ingredients. So be sure to layer in your leafy greens. You can add in some beans for some extra protein and healthy fats. Veggies, you can add in grilled chicken, salmon, shrimp, whatever sounds good, and then your vinaigrette. Very, very good option, and that you can easily switch up with different ingredients. You could also do a lentil and sweet potato salad. So this is going to give you a really good punch of plant-based proteins with some healthy carbs. And then for snacks, things like watermelon and sea salt are going to be great for electrolyte balance, apple slices and peanut butter, good healthy hydrating carb, plus our healthy protein and healthy fats with peanut butter. You can also use a nut butter alternative. Cottage cheese actually pairs quite well with pineapple and tomatoes. You could slice those up and eat that in a bowl or something like that. Hard-boiled egg with some grapes or cherry tomatoes is going to be delicious. You could also add an avocado if you want to add in some extra healthy fats. And you can make a homemade trail mix. You could include things like almonds, sunflower seeds, dried cranberries, maybe even coconut flakes or a dark chocolate. And then chia pudding, like I mentioned earlier, is a phenomenal option, especially for a healthy dessert. And I do recommend letting any chia pudding sit overnight to really absorb that moisture into the chia seeds to make them more juicy and delicious. So biggest thing here when we're looking at snacks, we want to aim for 2 out of the 3 of our macronutrients. So ideally a carb plus a protein that's going to help us with the optimal balance of blood sugar balance when we are eating and putting together our meals. So essentially, the big thing here is that summer eating does not have to be complicated. We don't need to reinvent the wheel with all of our meals and snacks. We just really want to aim and focus in on hydrating, creating balance, and having a rainbow of colors in our foods so that we are healthy and nourished. A lot of these meals are very simple, and many of them don't require any cooking at all. So this is a great option for your busy days when you're out taking the kids to sporting events or spending the day on the beach. Be sure to really listen to your hunger cues, especially in the summer. This is so important because we often don't feel as hungry since we're busy and spending time out in the sun. So really pay attention to when you're hungry. And even if you are not feeling very hungry, but you're getting close to your eating time frame, I do encourage you to still keep up with those regular meals and snacks to nourish your body effectively, especially when you are out and about and may end up getting busy to the point that you might forget to eat and end up feeling very hungry and low energy later on. So you really don't need to have a designated meal plan or even a perfect meal plan by any means. Just really focusing on these simple habits and meals that you enjoy that are easy to put together are really going to give you a nice leg up and a good boost to keep you fueling and functioning well all throughout the summer. So, if you liked this topic and you are interested in some more healthy eating strategies, please visit our website. We post articles every single week about different nutrients, recipes, or healthy eating topics. So we do have a lot of great information on there. And if you are ready to get started and jumpstart your healthy eating journey and accomplish some of your overarching health goals, please reach out to us. Our team is happy to help, and we do offer one on one individual consultations to help keep you accountable and have access to the best information and resources and support as possible to help you along your journey. So if you're ready to get started, please click the link in our bio or copy and paste the link from this video description to schedule your 100% complimentary free discovery call. That way we can meet with you, get to know you, and see how we can help support your health goals.